All right, so even in that maneuver, you kept your 2100, you're still at your same airspeed and pitch. Nice job.
Ooh, bumpy. And that's our level off. And back to the right.
I'll explain what that is when you come back around. When you first came back around, you came across that, you felt that bump, and then you said, oh, a little bumpy.
Oh, was that my wake?
That is your wake. You hit your own wake coming around. So if you do that and you come back around, you hit your own wake, you did a perfect circle enough to where you came back and hit your own wake on the way through. So, okay, so there's your drop.
Ooh.
Yep, so rudders get back. There you go. Now just bring that nose back up.
That was an experience.
Yep.
That is what a stall should feel like. Okay.
So, and a nice job.
That wasn't a good landing because I didn't do any sort of pull back on that, but
well, it doesn't necessarily have to be.
A little hard. Could have flared a bit more again.
That wasn't bad though. Don't beat yourself up. You're doing good.
And take off. Are you ready, kids? That's when you say, aye, aye, Captain.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear it.
The videos at any given point, so.
Exactly. All right. Seatbelt. You got your seatbelt on?
Yep, seatbelt's on, locked.
Flaps up. Avionics are on. We're going to get our ATIS, set our altimeter, and do all of our good stuff. All right, dates are in the future. 4th of September, 2nd of October, 2025. All good there. This is on 150. Half left, out of view, half up, flag out of view. Those all look good to me. Continue, map. Alright, let's pay attention to make sure that comes online, I suppose. I remember flying this a couple months ago and it was having this issue and they had to fix something, so hopefully that comes back.
Yeah, it usually has, so it's got a setup test that it goes through. It usually takes up to 2 minutes for it to actually capture the satellites.
Okay.
Well, after you first boot it up, so.
Okie dokie. See, we've got tower, we've got approach, so that's good. Let's get our ATIS.
Advise you contact you, India. Sierra Tower Formation India 2254 Zulu, wind 330 at 5, visibility 10, skies clear, temperature 23, dew point 8, altimeter 3023. Visual approaching you, landing departing runway 31. Notice to airmen. Runway 13, outer marker out of service, taxiway Alpha 4 closed between general aviation ramp and taxiway Alpha. Advise you contact you, India. Sierra Tower Formation India 2254 Zulu, wind 330 at 5, visibility 10, skies clear, temperature 23, dew point 8, altimeter 3023. Visual approaching you, landing departing runway 31. Notice to airmen. Runway 13, outer marker out of service, taxiway Alpha 4 closed between general aviation ramp and taxiway Alpha. Advise you contact you, India. Sierra Tower Formation India 2254 Zulu, wind 330 at 5, visibility 10, skies clear, temperature 23, dew point 8, altimeter 3023. Visual approaching you, landing departing runway 31. Notice to airmen. Runway 13, outer marker out of service, taxiway Alpha 4 closed between.
All right, information India, time 2254 Zulu, time wind 330 at 5, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 23, dew point 8, altimeter 3023, and expect runway 31, which windsock is telling me check. Yep, runway 31, okay. Cool. So expect runway 31. Expecting runway 31, we're going to take off. We're going to try to take off at maybe Mike. Or no, we're going to try. I always forget, is this intersection Alpha?
Yep, so yeah, that's just a continuation of Alpha.
Okay. Clear that out. That's my taxi insertion last time. Alright, so we're going to try intersection Alpha departure, runway 31. Before we do that, go back to my scratch pad, because I like to write things down sometimes. Superior clearance delivery, Skyhawk 5364 Alpha student pilot with information. India, VFR, go to the South Practice area. They're going to probably tell us at or below 5,000 feet, and they're going to give us a new squawk code. VFR departure to the South Practice area. So we're going to go and do our clearance delivery, so keep ATIS in the background.
Pure confirmation, India 2254 Zulu, wind 330 at 5, visibility 10, skies clear, temperature 23, dew point 8, altimeter 3023. Visual approaching you, landing departing runway 3.
Okay, we're on with Peoria clearance delivery. Okay. Ready?
I am ready.
For my terrible radio calls?
Oh, you'll be fine.
Peoria clearance delivery, Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, student pilot with information, India, requesting VFR departure to the South Practice area today.
Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, Peoria clearance, maintain VFR at or below 5,000, departure frequency 125.8, squawk 0261.
125.8, squawk 0261, at or below 5,000 feet, 64 Alpha.
Skyhawk 64 Alpha, back correct.
Woohoo!
Good job.
0261. Boom. We're squawking. Good there. Engine's running a little high, so bring it back down to 1,000. Temps are good, pressures are good. You already know about the vacuum not showing up and the EGT and fuel flow not showing up, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll take quite a bit to get that fuel flow to go up in suction. They got to play with the pumps on this one. That's one of the things Dean and I were talking about in there.
All right, our altimeter is set 3023. We've got our squawk code, HSP design test, the radio. Taxi light is already on. Brakes, we'll do our brake test, attitude indicator test, turn coordinator test, and just like compass test. Once we get moving, we're still going to try and go for runway 31. And I think those are actually pretty much direct. A little bit of crosswind, but mostly direct. So that's pretty good. So we're going to change
for 23
to ground.
Visual approaching you, landing departing runway 31. Notice the airman.
21.85. Okie dokie. Peoria ground, Skyhawk 5364 Alpha is at Byerly Aviation requesting taxi to runway 31 via Alpha departure Fable.
Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, Peoria ground, runway 31 at Alpha, intersection departure, taxi via Papa Alpha.
Taxi via Papa Alpha, 64 Alpha. So we're going to taxi via Papa Alpha, hold short, runway 31. We've got our taxi instructions, and we are good to move. You ready?
All good to go.
Let's go. I'm actually going to...
Ground, guard RSU.
Guard RSU, Peoria ground.
Guard RSU on Alpha 5, going short at Alpha.
That'll be okay.
To the approach end of runway 4 to set up.
Alright, clear to the right, clear to the left.
Guard RSU, proceed to runway 4 via Alpha 5 Alpha, approved on runway 4, hold short, runway 31.
Moving just
Alpha
to the
5
right
Alpha,
here.
approved on 4, hold short,
Left
31
of me.
with guard RSU.
No planes next to us, so I'm going to take as much room as I can. I'm going to do my brake test. Brakes are good. Would you like to do your brake test?
Sure. My airplane.
Your airplane?
My airplane. All right, brakes are good. Your airplane.
My airplane?
Your airplane.
Now, Gavin almost always says, I have the controls or you have the controls, so saying airplane is different.
Yeah, everybody says it a little differently, so
differently.
It works either way. So as long as there's a positive exchange.
Alright, so we're looking for Papa, we're to Alpha. So Papa is going to come up here. So clear to the left, clear to the right. I'm going to go ahead and do my turn. Turn is in the turn, direction of the turn, balls in the opposite direction. Turning in the direction of the turn, balls in the opposite direction. Let's see what our HSI and compass are doing. I'm going to stop while we do that. It's at 21, this one moved a little bit. Put it back up to there, go ahead and move this one also to 3-1 while I'm sitting here. Alright. Clear to the right, clear to the left, clear straight ahead. Go ahead and get onto the taxiway. And you're aware of the run up at intersections. We'll do our run up at intersection.
Yeah, I know Peoria wants us to do that. They don't want us to do it on the ramp. I try to get ATP pilots to do that all the time. Go out there and they still come out here and run them up.
Yeah, we had it happen on the over here the other day at the parking area because they were out of towners. I could see the look of every every crew member just getting furious.
Yeah, they really need to make a notice to put on the door to let people know when they're exiting on the ramp that you can't do run-ups on the ramp. But every time I tell them to do it, they don't do it, so.
Sounds about right.
Wouldn't want to do something logical.
Alright, we're going to turn to our left to go onto Papa. Watching out for planes. No planes, we're clear. I'm nervous.
You don't have to be nervous. I'm just another friendly pilot in here, so.
I know, you're very nice, so this is working out. I'm always afraid of that one angry one.
I try not to be a drill sergeant. I want you to just show me that, you're competent inside the airplane, and, as long as you show me that, you can control the airplane, I'm going to do my best not to touch the controls. It's your airplane, so, if it's something that I need to intervene, I will, but I'm going to try not to because I want to see how you respond to it when you see things coming. But obviously, I'm not going to let you smack it into the ground or anything crazy like that, so.
We're going on a trip. Alright, we're getting a little fast. Almost slows down just a little bit. Making weird noises at the moment, so that's always good. Gonna turn my wings in the direction of the wind.
Good job. I'm still trying to convince my fellow students that there is wind, even when there's not wind.
Clear to the right, clear to the left, clear straight ahead. Runway threshold is right in front of us. There's a plane landing.
Good old Cessna 414.
They're probably going to get off at Mike.
Carter, RC wind check.
Wind 3104.
Alright, we're going to get close enough that we don't cross it, but also so that we can turn around and we're off the taxiway, but this is a pretty large area, so probably good enough.
Yep, that'll be fine.
Alright, let's do a run-up test.
Chancellor 4, Tango Juliet, Foothill Mike, going to Barley.
Chancellor 414 Tango Juliet, Peoria ground taxi to Barley via Delta.
Okay, via Delta, 4 Tango Juliet.
Alright, so go back through our taxi check. We've got belt flaps, heat we don't need, avionics are on, ATIS we got, altimeter's good, spark code good, ADSP's on, radio test is good, taxi light actually needs to come off. We're going to turn on our landing light. Brakes have been good. We did our attitude indicator test, we did a turn indicator test, and our HSI compass is still good. Awesome. Alright, run up, brakes, both, fuel, set to both, trim set to takeoff, plane length's a little bit above takeoff. Flight controls, up, down, right, left, and up, and down. Back into neutral, facing the wind. Flight controls are good, annunciator lights, test. Annunciator lights are good, instruments. We've got fuel, we've got temp, we've got pressure. Vacuum's being weird, amps are good, volts are good, DGT and fuel flow are being weird, but they're still good. Should not have airspeed. Turning indicator should be flat. We are level-ish. A little banked right now, but...
And why would that be?
I mean, because the runway's at a little bit of a... Or is it the wind doing that?
Nope, that's because of... How was that
Oh, it's gyroscopic, right?
gyroscopic, and how is that operated?
Gyroscope. Right?
Yep. So what's causing this to rotate? Which system?
Actually, we have not learned that yet. I would assume the engine, right?
Yep. So the engine runs the vacuum system. The vacuum system, because your vacuum is out of the arc, and you have the low vacuum light for that one there. That's why it's not. Once you get that up to in the green arc and that light goes out, you're going to see that level back out.
Okay.
So it's
supposed to be idling at 1,000 knot. That's not good.
So it leveled just a little bit. So when you go to do your run up, watch that, and you're going to see it rotate and level back out.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, I did not know that. Instruments were good. Extras set in for best power. Oh, we're still checking instruments, sorry. Yeah, HSI compass good. We should be at about 1,600, 700 feet. This is still on 3023. Or this is on 3023. No vertical speed. We're not using this. And our engine RPM has been good. Radios are working. Traffic indicator is working. Our other radio is working, although I don't know how that got.
That was me messing with it.
Oh, okay.
So I was connecting my iPad to it. So.
Oh, nice. I haven't done that yet. I can't wait to put like my whole flight plan in there. And
if you want, I can show you how to do it real quick if you wanted to. It's
no. I'm gonna save it for the cross country. That's what I'm excited for. We're not using autopilot. Autopilot's good, and we will not use the ELT. Hopefully, that'd be the plan.
Okay.
All right. Good there. 1,800 RPM. I'm on the brakes. 15, 16, 17, 18. Mags left, dropping RPM, back to both. Good. Mag right. Come down, back to both. Good. Should see your vacuum leveled off, so that's good. We should see our amps or volts. The amperage is good, volts are good, 28. And we should see oil pressure is good, temperatures are good. And we're going to come back to do our idle check, pull it out. Hope it doesn't sound like a Mustang. Idling pretty nice around 700. Bring it back up to 1,000. Mixture, we're not going to lean, we're going to keep it where it is. Throttle friction is pretty good. And we're ready for takeoff. We're going to do our pre-takeoff. Flap 010. Mixture's best power, fuel pumps off. We have our squawk code, heading bugs 31. Although I'm going to change that to the south. Actually, they might give us a heading, but I'll bring it to the south anyway. They might give us a heading. Doors and windows. Window closed, landing light on. Landing light is on. I've got our nav on. I've got our strobe on. Taxi's off. Beacon is on. All good there. And we are clear for takeoff. Let's go ahead and
have you ever done a abort plan?
No.
Okay, so one thing I'll teach you how I was taught. It's just a real simple, quick get it out type of thing. If you go to take off, you get below 1,000 feet, and you're not up to 1,000 feet yet. You're just going to pick a spot within 20 feet of you to come back down. This is if you have an engine failure.
Okay.
Within 20 degrees, look outside the window, find a field, put it down. Don't make any sudden turns, anything like that. That's going to cause all of your lift to disintegrate. If you're over 1,000, you should be able to do a full 180 and come back to the same runway.
Okay.
So.
It's about to fly over us?
They are.
That's pretty cool. They're getting in the pattern, I guess?
No. See the truck that's out there in the middle of the runway?
Oh, yeah.
They're doing drops. So watch this. They're going to drop. Yeah, get your phone out. They're practicing doing drops. They're going to drop sandbags out of it when they go by.
Hey, no, wait. What if they hit our plane? That'd be kind of cool.
Probably not, but...
Are they going to drop? That one didn't drop anything.
Yep.
Oh, there he goes. Drop something. He pooped. I'm gonna do it. He did too. Ah! That's so cool. Awesome.
They do that every once in a while. That's why you're not using, they're not even opening 422 for you because they're doing
those.
They're doing practice drops.
That's awesome. I've never seen that before. Okay, sorry. Back to this.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Takeoff.
All right.
Go ahead and turn us on to COM 1. We should be on with Tower, Peoria Tower.
All right. And do you mind if I tune in a frequency just to listen to in the background in case my students got any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, we do what's called fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we call it fingers in the industry. It's just one of those that it's an air-to-air frequency, so you could talk back and forth between other pilots.
Okay.
And so if you're in the south practice area, that's how you can coordinate with the other person that's back there. So
awesome. Okay, yeah, let's keep it there. Make sure we're still on COM 1. Yes. We're to call Peoria Tower. Tell them we're holding short. Runway 31 at intersection Alpha, ready for departure. Okay. I'm forgetting it. Alright. Peoria Tower, Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, holding short at runway 31 via intersection Alpha, ready for departure.
Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, Peoria Tower, runway 31 at Alpha, clear for takeoff, fly runway heading.
Clear for takeoff, fly runway heading, 64 Alpha. I stopped saying, alright, we have been cleared for takeoff, which means we are allowed to clear the runway threshold. Can you put this down just a little bit, thank you?
Yep, adjust it as needed. If it's in your way, adjust it, whatever gives you the best visual.
Nobody's on final, nobody on base. Runway is clear. Nobody on final, nobody on base. Going to turn and right. We have been cleared for takeoff. Fly runway heading. Runway heading is 31. Still clear for takeoff. We're gonna ourselves onto the runway. Get onto our center line. You ready?
I am ready.
Feet on the pedals. And this front wheel's been shimmying quite a lot.
Unfortunately, it does that.
Start 40 flight with speed full stop. Yes, sir. Roger.
Alright. We have taken off. We're at 75. We're trying to stay on 31.
Brakes and turn to approve pilot discretion. Runway 31, clear to land. Radar discretion, clear to land. Torch 40 flight.
Maintain 75. Bring it down just a little bit. A little bit of trim. Our oil pressure is still good. Our pressure is still good. We're at 1,000 feet. I see a good field in front of us. Abort plan good. Gotta go ahead and turn off our landing light.
Skyhawk Alpha, contact St. Louis departure.
Contacting St. Louis departure. Have a nice day. See ya. 64 Alpha. We're on with St. Louis departure.
November 505, your radar contact. 24 miles southwest of Decatur. Springfield altimeter is 3023. And I got you in for flight following to Charlie Hotel Tango.
Start our turn to the south.
And just stay on runway heading until you get a different assignment.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Yep.
My bad.
No, you're fine.
St. Louis departure, Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, student pilot is just off of KPIA, runway heading 31 at 1,700 feet.
November 5364 Alpha, St. Louis departure, radar contact. Just fly the runway heading for now and VFR climb your discretion.
Climb your discretion, fly the runway heading, 64 Alpha.
Line I 46 Tango, contact Quad Cities approach on 133.27. Good day.
I'm going to bring us up to 4,500 feet, I suppose.
Okay.
Get nice and high. Technically we're flying, what, to the west right now?
Yep.
So I guess that would be, yeah, even thousand, sounds right. Okay. Really tells us we're clear for our heading. Keeping my hand on the throttle, because I remember that lesson.
46 Tango, still on St. Louis approach, 133.27.
A little bit more trim. west trim.
Cherokee 5505. I got a new squawk code for you to switch to, when able, reset transponder is squawk 1741. Affirmative.
Get my face out of the wind just a little bit, or out of the sun.
It sure would be nice.
Gaining 75, or trying to. We're still climbing. Although, because we're above 3,000 now, I'm going to start leaning just a tiny bit. I'm not going to do our full lean just yet.
November 64 Alpha, resume on navigation.
Resuming on navigation, 64 Alpha. Now we're going to start our turn, keep my rudder good, stay on our climb, stay at 75. We're going to start our turn to the south. Are we taking the west side of Pekin, or were we taking the...
Yeah, we're going to take the east side of Pekin, but okay. I'm going to see how long he's going to be out there. Okay. I'm looking to see where he's at right now.
Because if we cross back to the east, I can stay at 3,500 and start heading more.
Yeah, out here you'll be fine. Since we're just going to the practice area, they really don't care. 4,500, 3,500, 4,000, they can care less.
Alright, I'll stick with 4,500 then, that's what I said first.
Sounds good to me. Best to have a plan. Alright, where is he hanging out at?
We've got traffic enabled. Traffic is enabled. I don't see him on mine.
I don't either.
He just hasn't updated yet. So that's him. Nope, that's AC11.
November 52090.
Yep, 090. He's about to cross into...
This is Skyhawk 52090. November 090. Traffic is 5 miles north of your position, southwestbound, altitude indicates 2,700. Traffic north of me and 2,000.
I see him right here. You're still looking for
November 090. Altitude indicates 2,600. I'll keep you updated on him. He's southwestbound, but if he turns, I'll let you know. Thank you, I appreciate it. 090. November 5305 Lima, contact St. Louis approach on 124.2. Good day.
Also, am I crazy? Is this not giving us more volume for him? Or is this one the volume for him?
That is the volume for him.
Affirmative, 124.
So this is just between us up here, and then this volume and that volume for independent
this
radios.
Just changes this, so how do I get...
So if you push in on it,
thank you.
then you just have to use fingers for it.
Okay, turn them up just a little bit.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, and we passed 4,500 feet, so we'll bring us back down. Back under our southern heading.
Why don't we, for the time being, why don't you put me on like a 160 heading?
160.
That'll get us kind of angled going towards Pekin and crossing over. So have you seen Pekin from the air before?
No, but I've done autocross on it.
Oh, there you go. That works. So usually what I tell students when I take them down to the Pekin practice area, normally it's off at 2.2, so it's stupid easy. It's just like turn to 180 and right down here. So anytime you come to the south practice area, I always tell people to try and fly over Pekin on the way down there at some point. That way you can see what the field looks like, what the winds look like, in case you need to use that for an emergency.
November 52090, Roger, thank you, and maintain visual separation from that traffic.
Oh, you got traffic inside. Cool.
I'll maintain separation, 090.
I have leaned us out. Let's go through the
November
rest of
55505, showing the on-course heading about a 276 from there, is that correct? Were you just navigating around to Charlie? November 505, roger, and if you need it, you can just go through to Charlie there, it's no problem.
Once we get kind of out of the
November
Charlie, we'll start our
505,
maneuvers.
change to my frequency on 132.57.
Alright, we're at a little below 90 knots, but I think that's because not enough power at the moment. So that's
St. Louis approach, terrain 210, Mike 7, heading to Mount Holly.
November 210, Mike 0, roger, radar services terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved today.
It is a beautiful day.
210, Mike 0, thank you.
Alright, where is the Pekin Airport?
November 505, St. Louis approach, how do you hear this one?
They can't visualize
November
it from here.
505, roger, and I was just saying, looks like the on-course to Charlie Hotel Tango is about a 276 heading from there. Are you on course now, or it looks like you might be a little bit southwest on?
So the easiest way to spot this one, you see these little white buildings that are down here all in a
November
path right here?
505, roger. Stand
that
if you need
those
it,
are
you
the
can just go right
hangars.
through to Charlie,
okay.
no problem.
Oh, that's easy.
So the runway goes east-west.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yep. So that's the easiest way to spot that airport.
Very nice.
So anytime you're in the south practice area, so the limits are the wind farm right there, basically going directly west. Okay. And then, so as long as you stay north of these wind farms, you're in the practice area.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it keeps it nice and simple down here. What's nice about down here is it's almost entirely cornfields.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to find a good spot to do like a turn around a point or an S-turn or something, there's unlimited options out here.
Yeah, that's why at North Practice area too is just all cornfield.
Oh yeah.
And it is such a beautiful day to fly. I cannot believe I've been flying in nothing but like 90-degree heat for, I don't know, like a month, 2 months now. Alright, we're getting a little high, let's come back down. A little bit less power. So I probably don't want to fly directly over the I don't know if it's active or not, so do you mind if I turn us 120?
Sure, you can do that. Are you talking about the Pekin Airport?
Yeah, I don't want to fly like directly over it in case somebody is doing. I mean, I don't see anything on here, but you know, who knows?
Yeah, never hurts.
Technically, we should be at an odd.
In November 505, I got one more squawk code change for you. I'm trying to get this to work out in the system here. Can you reset your transponder and squawk 4665, 4665?
Pitch down just a little bit for gaining altitude. 120. How are you feeling so far?
So far, so good. You're doing a good job keeping a good altitude control. You see it change, you're making adjustments. So that's what I'm liking so far. And you're making good decisions about, you know, where to fly and where not to fly.
Keeping an eye out for traffic. I see him coming back around to the. Or no, that's not him. That's somebody else.
November
that's Federal,
505,
FedEx.
thanks. And I got the.
Oh, yeah, he's way up there.
Appreciate it.
But a nice little runway. Yeah, so the autocross was kind of in front of all those hangars. That big giant pavement, which is way smaller from up here, but
Yeah, it looks super small from here. They also do, the police academy comes out there every once in a while and they set up cones and they do driving drills out there. They'll go high speed and then they'll do, you know, the drifting around the cone and then coming back around the other direction, basically tactical driving and whatnot. They do that all the time out there with the Pekin Police Department. And last time my student and I came in out here and landed, they were out there practicing that. So we were in the pattern doing touch and goes while they were down there doing that. So it was kind of fun to watch as we were going around.
that is pretty cool. Yeah, unfortunately they stopped doing autocross there because the guy who ran it passed away. And he was the only contact, and they tried to recontact with a new person, and they're like, nah, the guy, we like the other guy. So we had to deal with him, but now that he's gone, we're just gonna not do anything anymore. So I think the only one near here now is Moline and the Caterpillar building parking lot one. But,
oh, okay. Yeah, I know the guy pretty well that owns the Pekin Airport down there. If you guys ever wanted the contact info, I could give it to you.
that would be actually really nice. I can pass it on to the autocross people. And
Yeah, because he's a real nice guy to work with.
yeah, I don't know what the exact story is. I mean, it's possible that the people who ran the autocross just pissed him off and made up a story about like, oh, he just doesn't want to let us do it anymore. I fully believe that, but all right.
Could be.
Keep an eye out for clouds. Those clouds are well enough away. Pretty sure they were broken. What was it, 6,000 or 5,000?
They actually didn't tell us.
Yeah, they said clear sky or PIA, so.
They've been hanging around about 6,000.
Okay.
So the only ones you got that are a little lower are these little puppies that are just off to your left here. That's the only ones that are low. So as far as this side, so this side goes from basically this road that goes all the way down right here.
Yeah.
Basically this all the way over to where those windmills are. And you've got basically this whole block area here to work with.
Nice.
So
Go ahead and turn ourselves to the south.
yeah.
So what do you wanna do first?
All right. So we'll start checking some boxes here. So why don't you start me with some slow flight?
Slow flying. Uh-oh. How do we do slow flying?
Have you ever done any slow flight before?
We've done it one time. I'll need a slight refresher, but I believe it's basically pretend like you're landing and then just maintain altitude and...
Yeah, basically you're just slowing it all the way down till you start to hear the stall horn come on. Then you give it enough power to keep it out of that stall horn range. So
with or without flaps? I always forget that.
With flaps.
Okay.
Now he can ask you to do it without flaps, but I don't think you're ever going to find an examiner that doesn't want to do it with flaps, because that's kind of the whole purpose behind it.
I'm going to turn us 150, so we're not aiming at the windmills.
Sounds good to me.
We'll go ahead and do a clearing turn, I imagine. So let's start our clearing turn this way. Da-da-da-da. Give ourselves a little bit of left rudder. Maintain our altitude. Looking out for any planes, any obstacles. I hope there's no obstacles up here, but hey, you never know. Keeping an eye out. Scanning the horizon, and that's 90 degrees this way, so let's give ourselves another 90 back this way, give ourselves a little bit more altitude, so we're dropping just a tiny bit. Scan the horizon, scan the horizon, scan the horizon. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It has been good, so we are clear to do our maneuvers in the south practice area. Back to 1500, back up a little bit. 1500, a little bit of a boost. Alright, and now we're going to configure for landing. So 15, 80, first 90 flaps, 75, 90 flaps, 70.
November 52090, traffic 2 o'clock, 3 miles, eastbound, altitude 3,500.
Okay, so we are gaining altitude, so let's bring it back down. Give myself some trim to help me out. I believe stall on this is 50? Was it 50?
Yep. Probably roughly about that. So as part of the maneuver, you'll find that stall speed. So you'll just pull a little bit of power out, just keep that nose right there on the horizon, just keep pulling out until you start to find that stall horn.
Maintain our altitude, that's the important part.
Yep, so...
Our heading. Pulling power out just a little bit. A little bit more. And our altitude back. Stalling.
So it looks like it's going to be right about 50.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling a little bit of a buffet, like it's starting, but I'm not hearing the horn come on, which is
I heard it start
just ever so slight.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try and maintain 50 then. So maintain 50 knots, right at 4,500.
Back over to our 1,500, or not 1,000, 150. Maintaining 50. Down just a tiny bit.
Yep, so what controls your airspeed?
Okay, let's approach Torch 92, that's 1.7, climb at 3.0.
Well, if you have energy, you can use altitude, if not, use your engine.
Departure, radar contact.
So is it more pitch or is it more power that controls?
Because we're high and we want to slow down, it would be pulling out throttle. If we were low and slow, push in throttle, and also pitch down if you have enough. You're not hitting the ground, I suppose. But right now, because we're already at 50 and we're still losing altitude, I would give it just a little bit more throttle and pitch up.
Can you confirm your IFR or VFR?
One
IFR at the moment.
Okay.
turn up
So
just a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Pay attention to both.
So the whole premise behind, so just like when we're coming into land, when you come into land, what's controlling your airspeed when you're coming into land? Is it pitch or
It would
is
be pitch.
pitch?
Yeah.
So same concept up here. So your pitch is all that controls your airspeed. So if you make power adjustments, any change in pitch is going to also change that airspeed. But if you hold that pitch right here, it doesn't matter how much you adjust that power, all you're controlling is altitude. So the best thing to do, so you're right on. You're at 50, you're at 0. So notate that RPM setting that you're at.
Yeah, 2,100.
Okay, so 2,100. So now, when you go to demonstrate climbs and descents, that is level flight for you, 2,100 RPMs. That will get you to level flight.
November 52090, roger, make straight in, runway 31.
Why don't you give me a right turn? Let's go to a head of 210.
Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, traffic, 3 o'clock, 3 miles, eastbound, altitude indicates 3,500.
I have traffic in sight on the traffic here, but not in sight.
You can tell them.
We're looking for that traffic for Alpha.
November 64 Alpha, the current heading you're on is about 2 o'clock down, 2 miles.
Okay, I'm going to keep the turn going. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
November 52090, will this be to a full stop?
Yes, it will be a full stop. 090.
Why don't you put us on just a north heading for now?
Okay. I still do not have that. Still don't have the traffic in sight, 64 Alpha.
November 64 Alpha, roger. The traffic is 2 miles southwest of your position. Still eastbound, altitude indicates 3,500. I'll let you know if there are altitude changes.
Roger, 64 Alpha.
All right, so even in that maneuver, you kept your 2,100, you're still at your same airspeed and pitch. Nice job. All right, so now if I say descend down to 4,000 feet, how would you do it?
I would pitch down, pull out our power so we don't stall.
So don't pitch, because if you hold your pitch out there, you'll stay at your 50. So you want to maintain the same pitch. So hold the pitch where you were at and just pull a couple hundred RPM. You'll notice that roughly 500 foot per minute descent.
130.
130.
We're descending down to what again? Sorry.
We're sitting down to 4,000.
4,000. Maintaining that slow, at 50, 1,500 RPM. This is where it likes to be. That descent. Hear the horn going off, right?
Yep. So if you hear that horn, just put the nose just ever so slightly down. There you go. So now you hold your 50. Because it's not a matter of speed; it's just critical angle attack. So as long as you don't exceed that, you're fine. So then when you get about 200 to 300 feet up from your altitude, you'll just bring it back up to that 2,100, and you'll watch it'll level right back out.
Torch 92, information, Juliet is now current at Peoria. Peoria altimeter is 3023, turn right heading 220, and descend to maintain 2,500.
Friday 220 down to 2,500 and 3023 towards 92.
A little bit more. Tiny bit more.
November 52090, you'll be following a C-130. He's going to be at 2 o'clock in 10 miles, 2,900 for 2,500. I'll keep you updated.
Northbound heading.
I'll be following secondary, or I'll be secondary to a C-130.
Alright, we are on altitude, we are on airspeed, and we are on heading.
Alright.
Low flight. Yeah, considering I've only done that once, that's...
Yeah, it's not bad. The main concept behind slow flight is try not to change your pitch at all so you can hold your airspeed, and then it just comes to a matter of power. You know, if he tells you to climb or descend, you know, it's power in, power out. That's all it is.
Torch 92, 4 miles, long, turn right, heading.
So once you go and recover me up to normal.
2,500, establish on a localizer, cleared ILS,
full power.
31 approach.
Friday 290, maintain 2,500 till established, cleared the ILS 31 approach towards 92.
Wait till we hit dual positive rates of climb. First lap to flaps.
November 64 Alpha, traffic no factor.
What does no effect mean? Never heard that before.
That just means they're there, so you just say okay.
Okay, 64 Alpha.
Oh yeah, I saw him. Okay. He passed behind us, so basically we can do whatever we want. We're not going to interfere with him.
Okay.
Alright, so why don't you give me a left-hand turn back to a south heading.
Left-hand turn back to the south.
November 090, thank you. Follow that traffic, and when able, make straight in for runway 31, caution wake turbulence.
And 090 is landing, so...
Yeah, so he's left the practice area, so we basically got the entire practice area now to play with. Alright, he won't be talking on this anymore, so I'll shut him off on that.
St. Louis Rose RB 309 Foxtrot 0.
Torch 92, contact Peoria Tower on 124.0. We'll see you on the go.
Back to tower, repeat view, torch 92.
Alright.
Number 52090, contact Peoria Tower on 124.0. Let them know that you have the traffic in sight.
Contacted Peoria Tower on 124.0. Let them know I have the traffic.
Man, that sun is awful right now.
And who was the RV calling St. Louis approach?
Sorry if I walked over anybody. 309 Foxtrot Sierra. We're about 20 miles southwest of Peoria. Full stop.
November 390 Fox, or correction 309 Foxtrot Sierra, St. Louis approach. No worries. Walk 0263.
0263 Niner Foxtrot Sierra.
Alright, have you done any steep turns before?
Steep turns, yes.
Departure towards 07 passing 2,000 to 3,000 heading 090.
Make sure we weren't directly over peaking, which we're not.
Towards 07, St. Louis departure, radar contact, their request.
Yes, sir. We'll be looking for vector scale ILS.
Why don't we do...
Runway 2 at Bloomington, option tower.
So why don't we do steep turns? We'll do them at 4,500. Give me one to the left and one to the right. You can pick which direction you want first.
Okay.
Completely up to you.
I think I've only done these also once, so
Alright,
bear with me here.
No, you're fine. Just,
November 309 Foxtrot
one to the
Sierra,
left, one to the
radar
right.
contact.
Ready?
5 miles
Alright,
southwest of the Peoria Airport. Peoria altimeter
Do rotations.
3, enter a left base, runway
Enter our
31.
turn.
3023 left
And
base
we
to
start.
31 Niner Foxtrot Sierra.
Turn.
November 9 Foxtrot Sierra. What's your RV type?
Maintain our altitude.
RB9A Alpha.
Roger, thanks.
Maintain our turn. I believe it was this arrow we want to stick to, right?
yeah, so you want to be like right in between the two. About,
right in between
about
the
a
two,
45 degree angle.
Okay. Let's go a little bit more. Oh, the sun. And then coming up on our altitude again. Ooh, bumpy. And that's our level off. And back to the right.
I'll explain what that is when you come back around.
Already kick in enough rudder.
Port 07, turn
So
right,
just a
heading
little bit more bang.
30, vector
There
city
you go.
approach.
Perfect.
130 towards
Maintain
07.
our altitude.
Yep, so just pick a spot on that dash.
Confirm that your IFR is
And just
correct.
follow that finger all the way around.
Yeehaw! And prepare to come out. We're a little below altitude.
November 309er Foxtrot Sierra, turn left heading up 360, just going to be a short vector for traffic departing you're in.
Turning left, 360, Foxtrot Sierra.
Okay, that was pretty good. So the only thing that was off a little bit on that is the speed got slow on the left-hand turn.
Yeah.
So one way you can combat that is just like how you added 2 notches or 2, we call them throwdowns, but of trim in there. If you do that with a combination of adding about 200 RPM or so, just add a little bit in, that's going to compensate for losing that extra lift that you were gaining. So it'll allow you to bring that nose back up to the horizon and be less effort for you to have to come around. So,
okay.
Other than that, you held that the entire time within 100 feet either direction of where you started. So that would have been check ride worthy. So good job. So when you first came back around, you came across that, you felt that bump, and then you said, oh, a little bump.
Oh, was that my wake?
That is your wake. You hit your own wake coming around. So if you do that and you come back around, you hit your own wake, you did a perfect circle enough to where you came back and hit your own wake on the way through. So fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Good job. So I got no complaints on that one. You know, usually if you hit that, everyone goes, oh, a little bump there. Well, that's your own wake. That means you did a good job. So
I was wondering what I hit.
November 9er Foxtrot
Okay,
Sierra,
yeah, that works.
So
50.
good job.
Turning right, 050,
All right.
9er Foxtrot Sierra.
So how much have you done with stalls? Have you done a fair amount of them?
We've done, I think, 2 or 3 runs of stalls. Power on and power off. Mostly power off. I think we only did power on like once.
Torch 92,
Okay.
affirmative.
So why don't we, since we're up here, why don't we start with the power on stall?
Okay. Let me turn us back to the south since we were getting, or sorry, to the north.
07 traffic, 12
That's where-
o'clock, 7 miles.
Wait, no, you said the windmills is when they're going to try and get us to switch over, right?
Yeah, kind of it starts right about in this area. So yeah, if you want to head back to the north, that'll be fine. He'll tell you if you get too far. He'll just say how much further south are you planning to go.
150.
Well, I'm not.
150.
Kind of like if you're in the north practice area and you decide to go a little too far to the north, and he says, oh, how far north are you going to go? You know, he just wants to know if he's got to hand you out to the next frequency.
31, thanks for that.
He's got really busy, too.
Left base, 319er Foxtrot Sierra.
Now, these two, this guy and the Springfield guy, literally sit side by side in this Tracon. So it's one of those where he goes, Springfield will look over at him and go, are you sending 64 Alpha my way? And he'll say, well, I'll ask him. And then you ask him, no, he doesn't want to come to you.
We don't want to be friends with you. All right, power on stall. So we just give it full power, start our climb. When we start to hear the stall horn, then we pitch it down and maintain our throttle and just come out of the stall, basically, right?
Okay, so yeah, so when does a power on stall typically occur?
Airspeed wise, or
yeah, so when does it
attack? Yeah, when the critical angle attack starts buffeting over the wings.
Yep. So when does this whole premise actually typically start? You know, what phase of flight do you normally?
Takeoff.
Did you want to go
so it'll start by taking it down to takeoff speed. So you can pull some power out, get it down to 55.
We'd like to go to Fisher now for the full procedure in 31.
Yep. So just hold this altitude, just bleed that airspeed off, and then you can go full power and start bringing it back. The more aggressive you bring back, the more aggressive your drop. So if you just bring it back until you hear the horn and just give it a nudge, it'll just drop enough for you to notice it.
All right, there is 65. And
alright, so just keep bringing that nose up. That way don't increase in speed.
407, turn right heading 150.
And then watch your rudder. Make sure you keep that rudder in there centered. There you go.
Waiting to hear the stall horn. I don't hear it.
Torch 92, how about
there? It's okay. Bring us back down.
Torch 92 will be option tower.
Keep our vertical speed and keep climbing until we get to our desired speed 75.
Alright, so that's taking it to the imminent stall, where you're hearing the horn, you hear the horn, you get out of it. Okay, so you'll do that when you're practicing them. And
that's right. If you hear the stall horn, you failed.
Nope.
For this one, right?
Nope, you don't fail at all. So actually on check ride, he's going to tell you either imminent stall or full brake. Those are the two options.
Is that correct?
Okay. So whether he tells you which direction or not, that's going to be the one. So that would be if he said imminent stall. As soon as you hear that horn, get out of it.
Okay.
That's practicing getting out of it. So why don't you take this time while you got the power out, why don't you keep pulling it back and bring it all the way into a full, so get her back to 60 and then go full power.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see right now, okay.
Yeah. We'll just continue
this
what
will
we're
be
doing.
the imminent stall, I said?
Yep, so you did imminent on the last one. This one you're going to go to full brake.
Okay.
So power up, bring her back. So we'll keep bringing it back until the nose actually drops.
Okay, maintain our right rudder, keep us center. Any second now.
Okay, so that was good enough for it to call.
I could have kept going,
kind of buffeted and wanted to come down, so.
Yeah, this plane really, we had this problem before too. It really doesn't want to.
Kansas City Center on 126.22.
So I kind of want to try it again because I want to.
Sure.
I want to feel it come. I haven't actually never felt it come fully down before.
So if it struggles to do it, give it like a quick little jerk motion to kind of force it into that.
Okay,
that too high. And most times if you give it just a jerking action without rotating your ailerons any, just a straight back jerk motion, you can get it to actually
fully
nose over.
Okay. Bring us back down to 4,500. Let's see, are we going to cross? Let's go ahead and actually.
407 information, Yankees now current at Bloomington. The Bloomington altimeter is 3023 and turn 10 degrees left.
Do not want to be anywhere near the Class E. Not yet.
Not yet. They might think it's funky if we're out here doing stalls on the Charlie.
You're over position, maintain 2,500 still established on the published segment of the
What the fuck are you doing? Which altitude do you want?
Approach clear to the VOR, approach 31, torch 90.
Alright.
Yeah, that's the hard part about these Cessnas. They're too damn stable.
Yeah.
You know, you got to basically force them into the position that you want them in, which is great.
All right. 60. And let's pull it back. We are a rocket ship.
Okay, so there's your drop.
Ooh.
Yep, so rudders to get back. There you go. Now just bring that nose back up.
That was an experience.
Yep.
That is what a stall should feel like. Okay.
So, and as soon as you see that wing try to drop, immediately get on those rudders. You know, go opposite direction to get that to roll back level, because these do nothing.
These do nothing. Yeah, I felt it as soon as I felt it doing this. I kicked the rudder, and I felt it kind of move us back into the position. I've never done a full bin stall, and I don't think I want to. At least not yet.
So yeah, that was great. The way that you recovered that, and I felt you moved the pedal onto the left, which brought the wings level. The one thing you want to make sure you don't do is inadvertently grab the controls and move them.
I did that almost a little bit. I don't know if you felt that.
Just a little bit. You moved it just a little bit, then you brought it back, that's fine. You stopped yourself from doing it. But what happens is as soon as you get airflow over those wings, if you got that left rudder in and you made a left correction also, as soon as you get airflow over those ailerons, that plane's going to immediately turn into a left dive.
Okay.
So that's why we teach you not to move the controls at all. You know, just all rudder.
Try it one more time, get some experience, because I've not done a full power on stall like that, and I think that's a genuine experience.
Well, and I just like you said, you know, we're going to act like we're a rocket ship. I tell my students, act like you're an F-35 in a 172. You know. So there's your nose drop. So just bring it just far enough to break that stall, to get that nose down. There you go. You heard the horn come off. Now you level it.
Now we try and level it. Maintain our altitude, maintain our airspeed.
407, 6 miles.
Yep. So you did good. You recovered it enough times. So I always tell people, whatever altitude you start at when you start the maneuver, so you start at 4,500, that's the runway. If you tried to take off and you pull back too hard and you get below 4,500, you crashed into the ground.
Yeah.
That was the runway. So you did good. You kept it above 4,500, so you didn't crash. You know.
That's important.
That's important. All right, so now let's go ahead and why don't you do your clearing turn that you got to do, and then let's go ahead and do a power off stall.
Okay. Whew. Got jittery.
Something new today.
Something new. I mean, we've done power on stalls, but that's the first time I've actually felt it fully. Like okay, yeah, that is what it feels like to fall from the sky.
and the more aggressive that you keep pulling that back, if you just go, you just yank that sucker back, the more aggressive you do it, the more aggressive your drop is going to be. If you just kind of just slowly bring it back, it's going to do that waddle effect that we did the first time. It's just it'll drop, but it's going to waddle its way down like a wounded bird trying to come down. So
yeah. All right, back on our south. I think my trim's a little screwed up because I've been playing with it too much. There we go. Alright, ready?
I'm ready.
So, power off stall. Pretend like we're coming in for a landing. Pitch it up. As soon as you hear the stall warning horn imminent, pitch it back down, full throttle. Just enough to start getting our dual positive raise of climb, and then we pull out the flaps as we start getting speeds increasing.
Alrighty.
If I'm wrong, please inform me, because if I'm wrong, okay.
No, you're doing fine. So just act like you're coming into landing. So the best thing to do on this one is pick something out front to line up with, like a runway.
Yeah.
So if you got a road or something like that, line up with it, because you're given 10 degrees on either side as part of your checkmate standard.
Skyhawk 237908.
Coming for a landing, and we're going to pitch up.
Al's on the line, calling St. Louis again.
That's Skyhawk 237908.
Skyhawk 237908, St. Louis approach, what can I do for you?
Dual positive rates climb, please.
We are 35 miles west of Peoria at 5,500 with information kilo. Full stop Peoria.
First
November 237908, Roger, squawk 0253.
Ooh.
Squawk 0253, 7908.
And final flaps. And we're already going way past our altitude, so that's good.
Right, you're fine. So
Bring us back.
okay, so that was good. So that was your imminent.
Yeah,
basically you started to flutter a little bit, then you brought it back down. So that was good. Have you done one to full brake before?
I don't think so.
Okay, so let's try one. Same scenario you did on the other one. Basically how I teach my students on this one is I tell them, act like an animal ran up front of you in the runway. You freaked out a little bit, and you pulled back and you forgot, oh yeah, I gotta add power.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to remember it.
November 237908, your radar contact, 12 miles south of Galesburg. The Peoria altimeter is 3024, entry left downwind runway 31.
And full
Left downwind for runway 31, altimeter 30.24, 7908.
St. Louis approach, Biggie 1, 19 miles to the north.
dual positive rates climb, first time to flaps. Second time to flaps.
Biggie 1, St. Louis approach, squawk 0262.
And final time to flaps.
0262 for Biggie 1.
Good job. You did a really good job. So you kept your heading right in line with that. I was watching it the whole time. Kept your heading right on, which is usually where people end up losing. They add that power and that nose juts to the left. You've got really good rudder control, so good job with that.
Thank you. All right, let's go to a north.
Okay,
back to the north.
What's the fix you're looking for?
Fix my trim again because I keep messing with it for the maneuvers.
Envoy 3786, Roger.
That's fine. You're using trim to your advantage.
Gotta stop death gripping this too. So then kind of.
Biggie 1, your radar
That's all right.
contact,
You're just
17
nervous.
northeast of the field.
Somebody knew.
Peoria altimeter is
It'll be the same way on the check ride.
3024.
You'll be death gripping the crap out of that thing. To come back missing paint. But you're doing good. I've got no complaints so
your
far.
radar contact, 15 miles northeast of the field.
No, you're fine.
Peoria altimeter 3024, and you said you were full stop at Peoria?
So we'll do a couple more maneuvers out here, and then we're going to head back and practice landings. So that's the whole gist of solo. So I just want to kind of check a couple things while I'm out here. So
Envoy,
why don't we...
descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 3,000.
All right. How much have you done with emergency practice? Have you done quite a bit of that?
We've done that, yeah.
All right. So let's pretend like your engine's on fire.
So we're going to immediately pitch down into a steep dive turn at I think it was 110. Don't go into the yellow, but he said you could probably go into the yellow.
You can go all the way to the edge of the yellow.
So let's...
And if you do it without flaps, all the way down the edge of the yellow arc, it's actually your fastest rate that you're going to get down.
Were you looking for the visual 59 or...
So we're going to come down, A, airspeed, we're going to pitch for airspeed to our engine is flamed out. B, best place to land is a bunch of cornfields, we'll figure that out. Checklist right now, I should be turning off the engine, so pulling out the fuel cutoff, pulling out the mixture, turning off the magnetos, turning off the fuel priming pump switch if I can. Tell me when my engine's out. Are we still on fire?
Yeah, just a little bit longer.
We're on 124.0, good day.
Order tower, big one.
All right, the engine's out.
And it's off, we're going to pitch back up. Give us as much altitude as possible. Back up to our best airspeed in this plane at 75, gets a little more rudder. 75, right there. Pitch, cornfields. We know the wind is coming from this direction, so we're going to stay in this direction, although it is kind of hard to see, but I see some pretty good cornfields. I see that green checker cornfield over there.
Okay.
We're going to head for that one. Maintain 75. We've done our A, best airspeed, B, best place to land, C, checklist. Engine is out. We're going to keep our engine off because it was on fire. We're not going to try and turn that back on, so we're going to make sure our fuel cutoff is off, make sure our mixture is out, make sure our magnetos are still off, make sure our fuel pump is all off. We're going to then declare 7700, mayday, mayday, mayday. Skyhawk 5364 Alpha is just northwest of Kilo Alpha Alpha Alpha, about 5 miles, heading down into a field. Our engine is on fire, and we're going to maintain. So heading for that over there, best I can. Continue looking for better places to land if I can find one. But I like the fact that that is a very, very flat, open field. Or I could find one. Those are all power lines.
St. Louis approach, guy, 820 Delta.
Still the way I want to go.
Is around 4,800, going down to 4,000. November 820 Delta, St. Louis approach. Let me know when you have information. Kilo at Peoria and what your approach
I have declared, I have got my squawk code on, I have checked my engine, I have still the best airspeed, and I've got my best place to land.
820 Delta. November 820 Delta, roger, you can plan the visual approach for runway 31.
Close to the road as I can.
For runway 31, 820 Delta.
Fortunately, the sun is right here, so possibly not the best place to land, actually. I'm going to maintain our airspeed. I'm actually going to... No, I'm going to... Yeah, I'll commit for now. I feel like we're at a good ways away. Alright, so I've got it in sight, so at this point I'm going to probably start adding some flaps in. I see the runway, and we're going to start trying to head towards it as best we can. Runway.
As best as you can, yeah.
Best as I can, make sure there's no obstacles, that everything's clear. Another notch of flaps, going to go full flaps.
Skyhawk 820 Delta has information Kilo at Peoria.
Here we're pitching down, we're going to lose a lot of altitude here.
9910 Papa,
maintain 70.
Squawk 0256.
We are below pattern. Ground is 600 feet, so at 1,000 feet we're going to be at our minimums.
Okay.
We got information.
At this point, I would maybe slip a little bit.
November 20 Delta.
Slip just a tiny bit. Bring us down.
November 9901, Sierra Papa, your radar contact, 3 miles southwest
and
of the intersection.
Go ahead and do.
The altimeter is 3024.
I think we would have made that. Might have been a little sketch.
I missed the runway.
But we would have made it.
St. Louis Post, line 946 Tango off 5,000.
Why don't you give me a turn to the south here so we can stay away from those
stay away from the windmills, yep.
Yep.
Flaps are in, fuel throttle is full, to, or sorry, to the north, my bad. Going to the north. Staying away from the windmills.
Alright, so your execution was really good. So you got it immediately over into the dive, you got it down to blow it out. You kept coming down, and then you leveled out and picked your spot. Here would be my recommendation.
Pick a better spot.
Instead of picking something straight over you, find something right outside your window, right below you, that you could circle around. And just keep circling until you get low enough that you can actually set up for a pattern and treat it as normal as possible. You know, the hardest thing to judge is a straight-in approach. So if you could pick something right below you, you could circle as many times as you feel necessary and then set yourself up for a makeshift downwind based to final. You know, then keep everything as normal as possible. You can add your flaps when you're coming in if you think you need them. You know, and then the final is just slipping it to get it down there, just like you had started doing. So I only recommend that is because every time I went to a check ride and had to demonstrate this, that was their advice. When they gave feedback for it.
So that is very good advice, Kevin. Just always said pick a place. He never did anything about the circling, so that's good.
Yeah, and one thing you do about that is so you get it back to glide speed. You're setting yourself up over a field. This is when you can also say, well, has the wind changed any? And you can watch your ground track shifting, and you can say, oh, well, it looks like it's coming more from this direction. Maybe I had to pick this field instead. And you can transition to the next field over, or something like that. So, you know, just little pieces of tidbits here that I picked up over the years. So, other than that, your execution was flawless, so I got no complaints at all. Good job.
Thank you.
What a lot of people do during that is they shut up and they just fly it down to the ground like it's an emergency. You talk yourself through it, which is exactly how I'm trying to get my students to do right now. Is they go dead silent, and I'm like, "What are you thinking right now?"
I'm thinking, "Holy shit! I'm about to crash! Oh my God, I'm crashing!"
Straight in runway 22.
Pretty much what they're thinking.
All right. What's next?
Alright, so you did the emergency descent engine fire.
124.6 today.
Why don't we do... Wait, what time?
Yeah, I got it till, I think, 8:30. So we got an hour left.
Okay, well, we can do... Why don't we... let's do an engine out. We're going to do it in phases here. Because this is what I know two of the examiners like to do in our area, is they like to do what's called the stumbling engine effect.
November 820.
Instead of just yanking the power entirely out, bring it back to about, we'll wait till you get to cruise. So why don't you go to 3,500, level it out.
November 820 Delta, affirmative. The missed approach instructions will be climb and maintain 4,000.
And they usually pull this one, right as they tell you, let's go back to Pekin to land. They'll play the stumbling engine effect, which is they're going to bring the power back to about 1,700. So bring it back to 1,700. And they're going to say, oh, your engine's not developing the amount of power you're expecting. So
make sure fuel's on both, fuel cutoff is in, mixture's fully in, make sure we get our fuel prime on if it's not giving us full throttle. If I'm already not having given full throttle, so full throttle, oh no, something's still not giving me more. Make sure fuel prime magnetos are still set to both, make sure everything's on. I'm still having problems at this point. I would then go probably 7700. We're not looking for a best place to land yet. I would say mayday, engine is starting to stumble. I need a place to land nearby. I'd be looking probably here at K AAA and turning myself around. So I want to go ahead and do that. We're going to try and maintain our 75.
Over to tower,
So I want to start turning towards K AAA. Maintaining my best airspeed, which is 75 at the moment. I'm 7700 already. I've already talked to the tower. They've already said, hey, that's a good idea. Try and head there. We're going to clear you. That's your closest field. Actually, is that even the closest field? I don't know.
You know what the easiest way to figure that out is? You probably haven't played with it too much. But with our airplane,
yeah.
Easiest way, take this inner knob, spin it all the way in. I should say the outer knob. So yeah, spin it all the way to the right. Boom. It's going to give you your nearest airports and your distances and how to get there.
Okay, so Pekin would have been closer.
Yeah.
So we could have gone to Pekin, but...
All right, so now pull it all the way out. Now it's just
panic. Alright, so we got some good stuff below us. Pitching for best airspeed, give myself a little bit of trim. I'm gonna again turn us back towards this way because I like those fields over there. Actually, the field below us is pretty nice, so maybe I'll just stick
this one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and get over the trees actually, and come back in over it. Almost perfect. Wind will be behind us, but maybe I can try and bring it down just a little bit. Alright, so let's start us up with a pattern just a tiny bit. Gonna go back onto the mic and be like, hey, mayday, engine's completely out, not gonna make it to that field. Coming down for a landing in a field to the northwest area of KAAA. They're gonna go, okie dokie, good luck, don't die. Pitch for best airspeed, 70, keep it at 70. Try to give ourselves as much air as possible. So I'm gonna turn back this way because it was a little bit under our
tower,
right wing. I feel like the wind is just a tiny bit pushing us. Keeping an eye out for towers. I see the windmills over there. Don't think there's any there's more obstacles kind of near us, so keep an eye out for any low-flying obstacles that we're gonna hit. And oh, that's still the trees right there, so we're gonna keep going this way. We're still good. We still got plenty of room. We're almost at 2,000 feet, maintaining our best airspeed. Forget how slow you fly when the engine's out. I guess we haven't done our checklist. We're assuming the engine's fully out, and I've already done the checklist to turn back on the engine when we were doing the initial engine out, but now the engine's fully out. But because the engine's fully out, we should just make sure magnetos are off, mixture's out, fuel cutoff is out, just in case it decides it wants to spark for any reason. I'm not going to try and turn it back on. If we already have tried to turn it back on, once you do it once, you only do it once. I'm going to go ahead and turn this. We're at our pattern altitude. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in our first notch of flaps. Feels pretty good right there. Second notch of flaps. Gonna keep it on my second notch and not put in the last notch of flaps until we feel more comfortable.
130, 820 Delta.
Watching for my altitude. And at the moment, we are probably not gonna make this field, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on my final notch of flaps.
Yeah, but if you need to, you can do a slip.
If we need to, we can do a slip. So let's do flipping it, pitch down. And we would be probably landing on the next field, to be quite honest, but
yep.
Go ahead and full power. Hit our minimum. Yeah, that was much easier than just trying to find one straight out. I could judge that distance a lot better. Although I don't think I judged it fully well, but it was still a better field than the last one.
Yeah, so it kept it as natural as possible. You know,
yeah.
You set yourself up for a downwind, you set yourself up for a base and do a final. So it just keeps everything as natural as possible. That way, you know, you're not out of the ordinary. Yeah, you're looking straight ahead, you know, on a straight in final. Great, but if you can keep everything as normal as possible, it's, you know, it's a cakewalk on an emergency. The only thing I probably could recommend with that one is, so you set yourself up for like a right pattern.
Yeah, I should have done a left pattern.
You probably could have just, you know, drifted a little sideways and got it outside your window so that you could better judge it than having to look across the way.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You did set up for it. You did make a downwind for it, so there was nothing wrong with it.
Can I ask you to take controls real quick so I can get out my,
sure.
My controls glasses?
And what we'll do, why don't we go back to Peoria and we'll do some landings at Peoria.
Okay.
Because the rest of this stuff is all pretty much landing stuff, so we'll just head back to Peoria.
Let's get our current.
Peoria Tower formation Kilo 2354 Zulu, wind variable at 4, visibility 10, skies clear, temperature 21, 2.9er, altimeter 3023. Visual approach and use landing departing runway 31. Notice to airman. Runway 422 restricted except for local C-130 military operations. Runway 13 out of marker, out of service.
Oh, sorry, I can take that controls.
Oh, okay. If you want controls, you can have them.
All right, my controls.
Your controls.
Military time permission, Kilo 2354 Zulu, wind variable at 4, visibility 10, skies clear, temperature 21, 2.9er, altimeter 3023. Visual approach and use landing departing runway 31.
Approach, good evening,
Runway 42 restricted except for local C-130 military operations. Runway 13 out of marker out of service. Taxi out 4 closed, and general
good evening, radar contact, maintain VFR navigation at or below 2,500. Wi-Fi 5, roger. Altimeter is 3024. 3024, Wi-Fi 5.
Try and get our direct 2 when we're about, let's just do 3,500, it's fine. Alright, runway 31. Doing a, come on, I don't need breadcrumbs, I need KPIA. Not letting me pick PIA. There we go. Direct 2, there we go. Perfect. Back on our heading. Alright, perfect. A little bit more. My bad. At 3,500. Was going over the call I'm about to make in my head.
Alright.
Go ahead and set this up for runway 31. These way off. So let's go ahead and change that. That changed a lot.
20
actually.
Delta, just going to maintain 3,000.
Down to 3,000, 820 Delta.
So does this also run off of a vacuum line?
Which one? Yes. So that's why you have to constantly reset that while you're flying?
Helicopter 426 Alpha Echo, approach, good evening.
Gavin was having that issue in his last flight with a student, and he was telling me about it. So that's the first time I've actually seen it fully change like that.
Yep, so anytime that vacuum drops out of that green arc,
Helicopter 6 Alpha
you
Echo,
can expect you're probably going to have to reset that.
and ident.
Did you just say 64 Alpha? He didn't say 64 Alpha, did he? Said something about an ident. We're identing correctly, so see if he says it again. What's his message say? Okay. I don't know. Weird. So I got LASIK last year.
Oh yeah?
And I have a 2015 vision now, and it's the best thing.
Nice.
I've been able to see PAPI lights from like 20 miles out.
That's awesome. Wish I had that.
Helicopter 6 Alpha Echo's radar contact has reported, maintain
6
VFR.
Alpha.
Springfield altimeter
Okay.
3024, and just confirm, are you going to, you said St. John's? Okay. Flight 5, there is traffic at your 2 to 3 o'clock and 1.5 miles. It is a Skyhawk South, eastbound 3,600 for 3,000.
Search for that traffic, Wi-Fi 5.
Wi-Fi 5, he'll be above you, just a heads up. No other traffic observed, radar service is terminated, and change to advisory frequency is approved.
Roger, for change at this time. Thanks for the help, Sam.
St. Louis approach, Skyhawk 5364 Alpha inbound, Peoria Airport, runway 31 for touch and goes.
Skyhawk 5364 Alpha St. Louis approach, roger. Altimeter is 3024, information Kilo is current. Make straight in runway 31.
Straight in runway 31, 64 Alpha, information Kilo. I don't know why I said Kilo at the end, but I did forget to tell him I had a Kilo. Bryce, he didn't say, tell me when you have Kilo. That's usually what they say is like, go and get it before you talk to me again, but that's okay.
Yeah, just depends what kind of mood he's in for the day. I mean, this guy, Dean said, is a real nice guy. So,
sounds nice.
You pretty much got to tick him off in order to have him mad at you. Hey, fucker, I'm coming in now!
Delta, do you have the airport inside?
It'll be like my student.
220 and just maintain 2,500.
Right turn 220, we got the field in sight, 820 Delta.
Yeah, my student that went out to the other side was 090.
Runway 31.
We were,
cleared visual approach, runway 31, 820 Delta.
We were out doing our instrument practice for the 3 hours that you got to do. And we were out doing that, and I wasn't paying attention. And we kept going too far north. And so he kept asking us, how much north are you going to go? And I said, oh, we're coming back to the south now. Come back to the south. I'd have to turn back to the north. He'd go too far north. We did about 2 or 3 times, and finally he said, radar service is terminated.
Helicopter 6 Alpha
I was like, oh crap.
Contact
Okay.
Springfield Tower on
I'll be calling you in about 2 minutes, so.
That's funny.
I was like, oops, that's my bad.
Oh, so it kind of sucks for doing landings, because now we get to do night landings.
Springfield Tower.
Night, that's still super rough.
On 124.0.
Peoria Tower 124.0, 820 Delta.
Feels super rough with the night landing, so we'll see how well that goes.
Oh, you'll be fine. And technically it doesn't count as night until...
Technically, but I can tell like it really deteriorates fast for me, my judgment of the runway.
Well, if it gets to the point where it's one of those that you want to call it stop, you just tell me when you want to do a full stop and we'll call it a full stop.
Okay. I want to be cleared to solo first.
No, you're fine.
Not to be selfish or anything, but...
No, take your time.
Alright, I have runway in sight, I have airport in sight. Waiting on approach. Tell us to switch over to tower. Since he wants us to go straight in, I'm going to stay on this heading and get us nice and lined up with the runway. From a nice distance.
Dodge 64 Alpha traffic you're following is another Skyhawk on a 3-mile right base for 31, descending out of 2,700.
We are looking for that traffic, 64 Alpha. Starting our right
Alpha, about your 12 o'clock and 6 miles.
12 o'clock and 6 miles. Starting our right base. I have traffic in sight. I have traffic in sight, 64 Alpha. He is...
64 Alpha, thanks. And you can make straight in runway 31 to follow that traffic. Contact the tower on 124.0 and just let them know you see that traffic, thanks.
Will do. We'll maintain sight of that traffic. Straight in, runway 31. We're second in line, 6 Alpha. Alright, switching over to tower. Peoria Tower, Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, inbound runway 31. We see traffic in sight. We are number 2.
Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, Peoria Tower, runway 31. Clear for the option. After the option, make left traffic.
After the option, make left traffic, 6 Alpha. I'm going to go ahead and bring us down our pattern. Or near our pattern, anyway. Do you have traffic in sight yet?
Well, I'm still looking for him.
Pretty sure that.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's him. And if I'm wrong, please tell me.
Nope, I think you're right.
Actually, it shows I'm about to enter. Yeah, that might be him. I'll keep an eye out. We're second in line anyway, so.
Yep, I'm kind of watching him. So he's about 1,000 feet below you. So he's about 2,000 feet right now. So he should be at about pattern coming down a really long left base. Looking about 3 miles out, and I think I see what might be him.
I want to a little bit more this way so he's got plenty of room. We're not going to try and come in straight behind him. I always get confused because I think I see his red and green blinkies But then like I see all these other things blinking too, and it's like, okay, well, was that actually the plane, or did I totally miss it? So he should be crossing the runway threshold now. Yeah, I see him. I got him in sight.
I see him as well.
$1,500. Lined up with the runway now. Wish this wasn't so curved. Alright, we're gonna come down to 2,000 and hold it. We reach runway back in since we see them. He should be pretty darn close.
Yeah, he's on a final now, so 700 below where we're at. He should be pretty much touching down. Let's see here. Information. Going 69, so he's definitely on final. Gotta be right over the runway.
Yeah. Might be just a little too faint to see, but I think I see blinking lights on the runway. I think I see the strobes. Alright. We're clear. Pay attention for them as we're coming in for landing. We're at... Ooh, it got kind of cold. Feel that temperature drop?
Oh yeah.
Welcome to fall. Alright, so we're not going too slow. We're gonna get our speed back up and get down to pattern. Slowly make our way in. Pattern at Peoria Airport is 1,700. Pattern is always... Wait, no. Yeah, 1,700. Pattern should be 1,000 feet above ground level-ish. Peoria is about 1,650-ish, so round it up to 1,700. Sorry, 600 feet-ish, 700 feet-ish, so put up 1,000. I see his lights on the runway now. I don't know what I was seeing earlier then. Hallucinations, probably. Tricks of the mind. Alright, we've hit our pattern. We're going to line ourselves up. We are 5.9 miles out. Wind was variable, but I feel like it's a little bit this way.
I concur.
Maybe that's just me trying to line up with the runway. Does a 3-1 not have BAPI lights?
I think it's out right now because they're working on the ILS.
Oh, shoot. Okay. We gotta do it manually.
That you do.
And sorry, Mr. Cessna, if you're doing options, because we're going to be a while. So they're probably going to extend him pretty far. I'm going to go ahead and close my iPad. Since runway's in sight.
He just took off the end of the runway. He's making a right pattern.
Right pattern. So we got left and he got right. Interesting.
Yep.
Alright, going to go ahead and slow us down to our 80. First notch flaps. Bring us down. Probably a little far out, but keep an eye on it. Give us throttle as needed. Gaining 75. at that beautiful river. Noise. Back into the side of the airplane.
Skyhawk 20 Delta, contact San Luis departure, have a good night.
Oh no, they're leaving.
Over to departure, 820 Delta, have a good night, thank you.
Alright.
Who are they? They're 8 Delta. Oh, that's Iowa. That's Iowa State.
Oh, that wasn't even one of ours. Cool.
Somebody's doing a long cross country.
I cannot wait to do a long cross country. I want to visit my friend in Wisconsin. Second notch of flaps. They live in Eau Claire.
Oh yeah, I stop in there all the time. Milwaukee Burger Company.
Oh, really nice.
I love it. And every 2 years we go up to northern Minnesota to go muskie fishing, and we always stop in Eau Claire.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful area.
It is.
And I wish I could visit them more, so that's kind of what this is going to be, is just me going up and saying, hey, let's go get Chipotle, and then, all right, see ya, have a nice day. World's most expensive burrito. All right, we are a little bit to the left of the runway. Just a tiny bit more. Feeling pretty good about this approach. How are you feeling about it?
Looks good to me.
Not quite at notch of flaps yet. And sure, final notch of flaps. Never hurts. Give myself a little bit of trim. Power back out, maintain that 70 all the way up now that the sun's gone. Maintain that 70. Look at all the little ants go by.
The lesser thans.
Okay, so the wind is coming a little bit from the left at the moment, so that's okay. A little bit of right rudder never hurt anybody. Maintain that 70. I smell a lot of diesel. Pull that power back out. Maintain 70. And 70.
Nice job.
That wasn't a good landing because I didn't do any sort of pullback on that, but
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be. We're not at 737. We can only pull back so much.
Kevin usually has me basically almost stall it. He wants to see more of that flare. And I almost always fail to flare enough. But
that wasn't a bad landing though. It was a little flat, but not bad. I mean, if you were my student, I'd tell you that was a great landing.
well, thank you.
I got no complaints with it. You didn't fall out of the sky and smack into the ground. You just kind of gracefully brought it into the ground. So I got no complaints with that.
Still got your sunglasses on, by the way.
I know. Wonder why I look dark. No, just kidding.
I've actually forgotten to take them off once or twice, so I try to remind.
I was gonna be like, why don't you turn the lights up a little bit on the dash? And I'm like, no, it's because I got my sunnies on.
You're turning them up just a tiny bit.
Not too often. I actually got to change them while in flight. But they're done for today. Actually, after your flight, I'm going up and I'm taking my student up for his first night flight.
Nice.
Yeah, should be fun. All right.
let's get ourselves into the pattern. Throttle friction still good. I failed to turn on my landing light for that first landing. I did not follow my landing checklist, so that is my bad.
I was going to ask you about that when you came in because I didn't see you reach for any switches at any point. I was going to ask you on the climb out.
That is a good point. Back down into pattern altitude. Go. Nice and cold out. Gaining good distance from the runway. Have not been cleared for the option yet, so listening for that.
Skyhawk 64 Alpha, runway 31, clear for the option.
31, clear for the option, 64 Alpha.
Maintaining our 90, maintaining our 1,700. Hit these 1,000 footers. And boom, pull out power to 1,500. Pitch up for 80. First notch flaps. Come on down. Pitching for 80. Watching for that right angle. Probably just a tad too close to the runway at the moment. But end of the world, maintain 80. One of my other things is I'm always fairly high when it comes to the runway. Almost always I'm 4 PAPI lights or more. So that's one thing I'm trying to work on a bit.
Better high than low.
That is true. Maintaining 80. Second notch of flaps. 75. And for that final and 70, I'll go and put on my final flaps now. We are a little high. This is where I start to fail my flaring because the sun is now going down. Let's get ourselves lined up. Here we're lined up good, we've got good speed. A little bit high still, but we'll come on down, start to sink. Oh god, it's not hot and turbulent. This is like a perfect night to do this kind of stuff.
It's going to be an awesome night.
Winds are calm, well, variable, but 70, 70, 70, 70. Got a little windy. Okay, maintaining 70. Coming on down on top of the 1,000 footers. Eyes at the end of the runway. A little hard. Could have flared a bit more again.
That wasn't bad though. Don't beat yourself up, you're doing good.
Lift off, down into a rocket ship, get that 75. What time is it?
It is, you might as well call it 8 o'clock.
Okay. How many more landings do you want to do?
However many you want to do. So you feel comfortable. Well, so far, those 2 landings, those were great landings. It wasn't as hard as you're thinking in your head. I promise you. They were good landings. The way that you're bringing it right above the ground and you're just holding it off until it decides it wants to come down. That's the perfect way to land an airplane. You never force it to the runway. That's what I have to fight with one of my students right now. So they just like to force it down to the runway, and don't do that. Let it bleed off its energy.
It'll kiss it when it wants to.
Yep. she's on her way to Solo right now, so.
Tower towards 07, about 9 miles to the, call it east, looking for left base runway 22.
10 miles to the, me too, buddy, me too.
Option 12803.
Copy option, runway 22 towards 07.
Skyhawk 64 Alpha, extend down 1.
Extending down 1, 64 Alpha.
Still pretty close to the runway, so we head out a little more this way.
Yep, so it's the torch flight.
What's torch?
Those are the C-130s.
Ooh, nice!
Yep, torch.
Hell yeah, traffic in sight.
Alright, so we got them inside.
He's a chonky one.
Yep, so anytime it's torch, it's the C-130s. If it's Biggie, it's the Chinooks.
Yeah, I saw the Chinook take off. I got a nice picture of it taking off from the runway. I didn't realize they actually, like, literally take off. I would have thought they would just would have kind of gone up, but that makes sense that they should still use the runway, because, no, might as well not, or why not? Drifting towards the runway, so let me get back a little bit this way.
So he's making a base into 2-2, so he's got a little bit yet. So this is one of those instances you can slow the plane down and get it close to slow flight. You won't go all the way down to 50 like you did before, but you could slow it down to 80, trim it for holding flight like this, and then whenever you're clear to make your turns, then you just transition.
Were those two lights not? That was not traffic.
No, your traffic that he's doing is almost right off your wingtip. See him out there?
Ah, yes, I do. Okay.
That's your traffic.
I was looking at something way out there. I was totally wrong.
There is another plane straight out. That's a helicopter. But he's way out there still. So what this will keep you doing is, instead of flying 90 knots that direction for extended periods of time, you can slow it down, and then all you gotta do is transition into your turns. Alright, so it looks like he's turning final now.
I see him.
Skyhawk 6 Alpha, base start approved, runway 31, clear for the option, traffic C-130 on runway 22.
We have the traffic in sight, clear for the option, runway 31, 64 Alpha.
Bring back in my speed. Take a while. We'll get our first notch flaps in. Fix my trim. Oh.
Alright, so he is out here, right off your nose.
Yeah, I see him. Are we cleared to land?
What you can do is you keep going. They'll call the go around if it's too close.
I'll go ahead and put it in our final option. Let's do some slow flight.
There you go. That's one way to do it.
Yeah, he's landing right now.
Yep.
And I assume he's going to cross the runway. That's where the military base is. In worst case scenario, we just do a go around, but I don't want to do it like, over his head.
Information Lima current 128.0 at 4, altimeter 3024.
024.
There you go. Now you can transition it just to normal flying. He's doing a go around. He's airborne again.
Pitch down for 70. Already got full.
Tower towards 07, be looking for left close, runway 31.
Torch 07, make left close, runway 31.
Left close, 31, towards 07.
How come he didn't call the go around? Well, he did a touch and go. Okay. No, because he actually touched the ground and then...
Yeah, he just touched and...
He's doing that because he's doing... Like, is he doing touch and goes, or do you think he did that because he fucked up?
Nope. He's planning for the pattern because he just switched to runway 31 to join you. So.
Interesting. Maybe they're doing crosswind training?
Could be. They might have did some sort of like a drop or something down that runway.
Oh, like as he touched the ground, he did a drop?
Source 07, runway 31, clear for the option. Number 2, following the Skyhawk short final for the option.
Source 07, cleared the option. We've got that traffic in sight. We're number 2.
Alright, maintain 70, getting center line. We've reached my inexperience level.
Source 07, are you going to stay in the pattern for a while?
For Torch 07, after this, we'd like to proceed out to the northwest, set up for tack beam, runway 22. That'll be to a full stop.
Torch 07, roger.
And take off.
I like your plane a lot, Torch 6 for Alpha.
Sky 6 for Alpha, make left traffic.
Making left traffic, 6 for Alpha.
It's a shame they can't respond to us. I would love to just talk about how cool this plane is for a minute. You like that landing?
That one was a good landing.
I think we
got to right down the center line, so it's up to you. If you want to make this one a full stop, you can make this one a full stop, or we can continue going around.
I think it's time to make it a full stop. I'm getting a little exhausted.
No problem. I kind of ran you through the ringer, so.
Gonna land, so we gotta be careful with wake turbulence. Wherever that may be. A little bit more out for the runway.
Looks like right about at the intersection.
Yeah. It'll hopefully dissipate by the time we get down there, but we'll keep an eye out for it.
Yep. It should. You know how long it typically takes to dissipate?
Wasn't it oh shoot. Like 2.5 minutes?
Yeah, roughly. 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Sky 6 for Alpha, runway 31, clear for the option. Caution wake turbulence, departed C-130.
Caution wake turbulence, this will be a full stop terminate, 6 for Alpha.
6 for Alpha, roger.
It's dark.
Torch 07, report inbound.
Source 07.
A little bit more. Right. Take a notch of flaps. Back up to 70. Alpha's kind of rough. Turn. Go ahead and bring down our flaps since we're a little high right now. And our 70. Power out just low.
Tower, Torch 07 turning inbound, taxi and runway 22 full stop.
Torch 07, runway 22, clear to land, wind 280 at 3. Traffic success, no landing 31, full stop, short final.
Clear to land, runway 22, Torch 07.
Oh, that's such a cool sight. Alrighty. Are you ready, kids? That's when you say, aye, aye, Captain.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Boy, can't hear it. Alright, maintaining 70. Caution for wake turbulence.
That's gonna be cool. He's gonna do a tack approach on 2-2.
Torch 07 has that traffic in sight.
Torch 07, roger.
Whew. That caster needs to really be checked. Alright, come to a stop here.
Sky 6 for Alpha, turn right at Mike, thanks for the work, contact ground point 85.
Contact to ground, 0.85. Have a nice day. See ya. 6 for Alpha.
.85, COM 2. Boom. So how come only sometimes they tell us what to get off at?
They're watching your speed.
Okay.
So they see you slow down real fast, they're gonna grab the next one. Otherwise, if there's no traffic out there, they'll let you pick the one that you're at. They just kind of look at your speed and then judge it.
So they could have very well said, no, go all the way down to the end of the runway, come back up if they really wanted to, but they just let us choose it because there was no traffic out.
Yeah.
Off of the runway enough that a plane could probably get in behind us. We're back at 1,000, let's go and do her. Oh, I got this ready. I'm going to need it open to taxiing anyway. Open it up. But take a look at our after landing. Flaps are up. Cool. Strobes are off. Strobe off. Landing light off. Landing light off. Taxi light on. Pitot heat off. Pitot heat is off. Mixture as required. You know, while we taxi. Tiny bit. And so turn back to takeoff. Back to takeoff for the next guy. And we got our squawk code still set, so that's fine. Turn down the brightness a little bit so I can see. Off. Contact ground. Tell them we're just off of Mike. Stations. Okay. 121.85. Ground, 121.85. Pre-way ground, Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, just off at runway tree 1 at Mike, requesting taxi to General Aviation Parking.
Skyhawk 5364 Alpha, Pre-way ground, taxi to parking via Delta.
Taxi to parking via Delta, 6 for Alpha. Okie dokie. Delta. Clear straight ahead. Let's go! So chonky. Can I buy one for my birthday?
Me too.
What's he got going on behind him?
Oh, they're doing a tactical approach.
Interesting.
Huh.
Alright, we're looking for Delta. Clear to the left, clear to the right, clear straight ahead. Paying attention out to the left and to our right so we can see the, what are they called? Lights? I don't don't know if they have a special name to them or not.
Which ones?
The blue ones.
Just taxiway lights.
Taxiway lights, okay.
Nope, nothing too special. I actually have a couple of them going down my driveway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Clear to the left, clear to the right, clear straight ahead. We're going to follow the yellow brick road. Oh, yeah, it's good that we stopped. My back is killing me. Oh. Always like this muscle right here on the shoulder. I don't know why. Like my whole life, it's always been, this starts getting really knotted.
Yeah. Kind of feel the same way. Except usually on mine, it's a left one now. I think that's just from seatbelts.
Makes sense. Hello, windsock.
Well, at least it's nice and low. That means my next flight will be a nice, easy one for him to learn on.
Yeah, this will be the perfect night to learn. Kind of been my issue is like I've done so many like, you know, you really shouldn't be doing this yet, but we're going to teach you anyway. And I've just been struggling.
Yeah, it's one of those that, you know, I started flying at night when I first started. I learned to fly at night before I learned to fly at day.
Kind of what's been happening to me because Gavin's only available, or was only available on like weekdays at night the longest. So we would get maybe 1 or 2 landings in. There's been a few where we got like 15 landings in, but then most of the time we wanted to do like these ones that we end at 9. So like the last 5 or 6 landings would just be transitioning into a full night. And then like the last 2 landings would just be pure night. And it just was always like, I can't do this. I can't even land normally. Why am I trying to do it at night? Oh man.
Yeah, it makes it kind of difficult at night because you're so used to seeing the horizon and it just disappears. Once you get to full blown night, it's
gone.
It's gone.
Completely gone. Like this is still not even fully night yet. I've had a few landings that were like at 9 o'clock and I'm just like, I can't see anything. I'm completely blind. Oh, there's the landing light. Now I can see the runway.
Yep. So I've had a couple students where we went out and did night landings. So you know you got to wait till it's actually officially night to go out and do it. And now he gets to see what it looks like when you travel into the darkness and do a cross country at night. So he's gonna have fun with that one.
I mean, honestly, cross country at night sounds really nice. It's the landing that I'm like, oh god, where's the freaking runway? What do I do? You know?
Yep. Oh, it's super peaceful at night. I like to do all my cross countries at night. Sometimes you got to wake the controller up, but.
All right, I want to park on this bay.
All right.
Ooh, that was a bumpy.
And for planes like this that have what I call the lame landing taxi light, you can always use your your landing light, flip it on to give you some additional brightness coming in.
We got a crew member that was yelling at us one time because we did that, and we like, I don't know if it was accidentally blinded him, but we definitely blinded the crap out of him.
Yeah, you can use it. I mean, if you got someone guiding you in, then yeah, you can shut the lights off to try not to blind them.
That one's good. A little bit more. A little bit more. Perfect.
Yep, that'll work.
Okay, securing ELT verify silent, avionics off. See ya. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to say have a good night, sir. Pure ground 5364 Alpha, have a good night.
6 Alpha, roger. You have a good night as well. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Avionics off.